Bonjour, and welcome back to the French campaign in Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts. So, it seems the only two nations not currently at war with anyone is Britain and the Soviet Union, although the Soviets are very close to going to war with Belgium, which actually has a pretty decent navy for being such a tiny nation. And also being at war with quite a few much bigger nations, like Italy, for example. Currently fighting Belgium and the Ottoman Empire. And it seems they are winning, although their economy is kind of suffering from that war. Let's see, the American economy is growing at 8%. They've had a revolution, so they got that revolution bonus working for them. We haven't. I guess that's kind of ironic that France is one of the nations not to have a revolution, but I guess if we have a revolution, I might lose my head. That would not be optimal. The Soviets, of course, have had one. Not sure about the Dutch, actually. No, they're still a constitutional monarchy. So I guess they just have insane economic growth by default. Anyway, next month we get the Mark III 7-inch gun and bigger light cruisers, but not really anything exciting. High capacity HE. Anyway, I think we might be. No, this fleet is on the move again. This fleet is on the move. They are moving out to San Diego, where are they going to be joined by anyone there? Yes, like some battleships and stuff. Alright, but these are still going to Pearl Harbor, the battleship and the battlecruiser. So I guess we're going to be meeting them there. Right. I gotta do something with my battlecruisers. I'm assuming I had some kind of plan for them. If I can just click them. There we go. Can we... Well, the Panama Canal is not open yet. Sadly. I guess I can send them up here to raid. Yeah, let's just do that. I do have to end this war at some point because we are bleeding money. Do we still have an active naval invasion against the United States? I think maybe. I said I wanted to end it, but I wanted to also fight a couple more battles first. So yeah, the Soviets are now fighting the Belgians and Portugal. No, we took Nicaragua, so no current active naval invasion against the United States. Utah. I got the Constellation that we've seen before. But Utah is a new one. 21 knots. 10 12-inch guns. 94% armor quality. Is that 100 with a negative floor, or is it 90 with a like a positive change? Armor strength minus 6.1. Okay, so it's Krupp 1, but with a ship flaw to make it bad. Interesting. And it's a storm. It's daytime though. Cruisers, you can go home. You will just be battleship food if you stay around here. Torpedo boats might be needed. Even if you can only go 26 knots because of the weather. At least we're gonna be a little bit more difficult to spot. I'm wondering if I should make night battles a little bit more likely to happen. Because I found out how to do it. And we don't really see too much of them. Night battles, that is. Let's have the torpedo boats do donuts here. Until we find and engage the enemy battleships. There we go. We are being spotted and fired upon by the battlecruiser. Where's the battleship? We are also being outranged by those long 14-inch guns. There's the battleship. We're not being outranged by these 12-inch guns, though. And that armor is not actually that impressive. 14 inches. The battlecruiser has 15 effective. But only 70% armor. So yeah, the battleship, I guess, is then more heavily protected. What range can I go through? 14. We gotta get close if we are to go through that. 7.5. Although they cannot go through me either. But the battlecruiser can. That battlecruiser can definitely hurt me. Let's go 2 on each. And bring in the torpedo boats. Which are now taking fire. Flooding hit on the first one. That is like not cool. It should be pumped out though. Let's get one with the muzzle flash. Too slow again. Before we play more with that, we gotta get these torpedoes away. You can go for the battle cruiser. And these two for the battleship. There we go, exactly what I wanted. There. T1 is now also launching. We scored some hits on the battleship. We're actually scoring main belt pens on it. -9, -15. And we get torpedo hits on the battlecruiser. Perfect. We might get some on that battleship as well. I had one of these also launch at the battlecruiser because it's basically the bigger threat. Dead torp on Utah. We're gonna get any more torps on Constellation. Hard to tell. Got some on Utah though. 2. Oh, 1 was a dud. The Constellation seems to have Let's have you join Division 5. And then you can join that as well. So I got 3 torpedo boats now that are in decent shape. Let's have them assemble in case I need them for round 2. Why are we firing HE here, my friends? Constellation hasn't really done any damage to my battleships yet, but she's been distracted by my torpedo boats. Which she has done damage to. Maybe we're gonna turn off those secondaries, because they're just making noise. They're both targeting ocean. Which is probably good, because ocean has a thicker armor than the quasi-dreadnoughts. I'm happy she's the one taking the punishment. Two of my ships had switched targets. They were supposed to be targeting Utah. Torpedo boats are ready again. Their smoke is still on cooldown. Like scoring some minor hits here and there on Constellation. Lucky they're not doing anything in return. 5-kilometer range now. We are actually in the range where could be doing some big damage in return. And Ocean suffers a flash fire. That is terrible. I think that's the second time She's had one of those happen. It was Ocean or one of the others in a battle with the British. T3, you are... Why am I not highlighting my own ship? There we go. You launched. Let's not have these torpedo boats sail too close to the battleships. Don't want them taking any accidental hits. Torps are on the way to hitting Constellation. One torpedo hit. 2 torpedo hits. I said something about not wanting my torpedo boats too close to the battleships, so they'd take accidental hits. Constellation is still in the battle though. Get another torpedo launch on her. Ooh, maybe not needed. That is not needed, because we just got her. The 13.5s. And she's gonna sink. Who was that doing that damage? That was 2 main belt pens in the same salvo. It's gotta be... That was 1 from Solferino and 1 from Iena. So not really in the same salvo, because it was from 2 different ships, but it was pretty much at the same time. Just kind of works out like that way sometimes. D1 has launched. Lack of accuracy from the storm working out in my favor with regards to the torpedo boats, I say, as one of them takes a pretty big hit. It's actually not too serious. It was just a big damage number, not actually a lot of effective damage. Let's cease fire. Because they're just wasting ammunition. Getting Ocean out of the line. The rest of you can speed up. If you're going to be firing at that battleship... all of those torps missed. If you're going to be firing at that battleship, you need to get closer and get a better angle. How fast are you going? 6.4 knots. I should be able to catch up with you. The angle is not great. But I think it's the best we can get. There's... you're out of torps. I don't think those are gonna do much, those torps. Liberté now leading the charge as Ocean goes home, and the weather improves suddenly. And we do score torpedo hits. The storm has lifted. And we can speed up. .8 kilometers. Should be doable. We just need to get at a better angle. Solferino, you have a top speed of 20 knots. You're gonna go around to the other side. Like a flanking attack. Not needed. As we take her down. That was a pretty good job. Torpedo boats, once again, doing some really good work. Americans invading me now? Western Gilbert and Ellis Islands. Where is that? It's here. They need 800 tons. Why that island of all islands? Do I care about this? 197 million income. I guess it's decently valuable. French Polynesia is 400 million. Hawaii is 700. Right, and you guys are on the move again. Can you make up your mind where you want to fight me? Instead of just moving back and forth? Let's strike San Diego. There are some ships there. Might get a battle. Let's go for Iceland. I said I wanted to wipe out Denmark. They have a battleship of 20,000 tons somewhere. %. Oh, here it is. Found the battleship. Where are you heading, Danish battleship? Can't really make it out. Destination Baltic Sea. Are you sure about that? Anyway, I said we were gonna design some ships. Let's first find out if the 7-inch guns are too big to fit on what's it called? Magenta. Has Magenta ever had a refit? No. She hasn't. Guess it might be time. First off, let's find out if the Mark III 7-inch guns fit. It seems they do. And they look weird, though. They look kind of out of place. But no, they actually fit and work perfectly. I was worried that these were going to have new turret models, and they do. But they seem to fit regardless, so it's fine. No problem there. Let's go Krupp 1. Semi-oil. We're gonna go turbines on this. Let's see, maintenance is 4.8 million. Or 7.7 million. How are turbines heavier than multiple expansion steam engines? In this case. Well, there's literally no reason for me to swap engine types. That's fine, I guess. Citadel 3. Now, let's see. Flash fire chance. With tube powder, it's 12.1. 40. 35. 17.9 kilometer main gun range. 18.4. Or with tube powder, 16.6. That's not too bad. The penetration kind of suffers, though. The flash fire chance difference between TNT-1 and Dreadnought, not that big. Dreadnought is more powerful, and it gives me plus 10 penetration. So I think we're gonna go Dreadnought here. I'm just gonna go stereoscopic too. And put a radio on this thing. So now we're actually talking more than 20 inches of effective main belt armor. Which is pretty wild. Now this thing is properly tanky. Oh, is that it? We got 1,000 tons to play with here. So we can, main tower 6, is that still the best thing? Yes, it is. Gonna increase torp, size. We got now 7-kilometer torpedo range. I guess some more deck armor is probably useful. 17.4-kilometer main gun range. We can now punch through 15.6 inches of armor at 7,500 meters. That's not bad. But yeah, the important thing here that I just wanted to check was if these 7-inch turrets still fit. And they do. So we're just going to save this design right here. Electric steering. Actually, also better barbette. Probably useful. I forgot I did not have those. So, yeah, we're pushing almost 15 inches at 10,000 meters now. Excellent. So the Magenta class can be kept in service for a few more years. I mean, its days are kind of numbered, being a pre-dreadnought and all, but they can be kept around. If you think about it, 2 Magentas is basically 1 Dreadnought, but with a really, really heavy secondary battery. Speaking of Dreadnought with a secondary battery, let's do a new Pierre Henry, because we retired the original pre-dreadnoughts. We're gonna go 20 knots. 5,000 meters on the best tower now. I guess these towers were just not available when I built the René Marit. Because I remember the towers for that one just maxing out at like 2,000 meters. There we go. Can we not put the it's gotta be mini enhanced funnel then. There. Kind of the same height. That's all I wanted. Oh. Again, turbines end up being heavier on these ones. They're gonna stick with the expansion engines. Let's check now with the steering gear and stuff. 9,000. 8.9. It's not a huge difference, but it's there. And the difference in maintenance is huge. It's going to be more when I finish building the ship, but Yeah, expansion engines for the win, I guess. Now. Holy moly, we can go all the way up to 16 on this. And it doesn't, like, look too, out of place. That's a bit oversized. We're gonna go 15. I think Carnot was what it was called in the ship design bureau thing. Right, this is the, it doesn't really have a main gun barbette. It's got that tiny thing. And then it's got this one, which I think last time I checked. Well, yes, it does work. I mean, do the guys on the bridge really need to see anything? They've probably seen enough. Yeah, let's put you there. Secondary guns. We found out that the I guess we found out now that they do not work. But the single barrels work, because that's a very nice and tidy little turret model. Do I want to block the aft turret? Here it works. That's about as far back as it goes. It's not entirely blocked. I do wish we'd have more of these like dedicated mounts here. So I can do that. And it kind of looks fine, I guess. Yeah, some 7-inch guns. Guess we're standardizing on those as the secondary armaments. They're quite a bit lighter than the 8-inch guns, and not that much worse. It's kind of my reasoning for going 7 so often as my secondary battery. You get quite a bit more firepower than with a 6-inch gun. And you get it much lighter than with an 8-inch gun. Right. What did the flash fire channels end up being? 14.2. It's not too bad. Maintenance is not too bad either. Yeah, that's a huge difference in maintenance cost. Yeah, because you get minus 25 with multiple expansion engines. Right, for armor. We got that second inner belt, so we don't actually need... let's just go 10 on the main belt for now. And see where we end up. What's the HE pen here? We're gonna need like 3 inches if we're gonna have the extended belts reasonably safe from HE penetrations. And deck pen is 2.7. It's probably more like 3 point something at max range. HE deck pen is not too high though, so 0.5 should work. Four times 4 is 16. I'd like to have a little bit more. Now it's almost 20. That's a bit safer. And 7.4 is actually the preferred secondary caliber we have. Some decent decent firepower here. These can actually take on light cruisers pretty effectively. There we go. We do not have a lot of spare displacement. Can reduce that a little bit. And turret armor penetration is actually reduced when hitting turrets by 20%, where the shell has 80% penetration left. It kind of works like an inner belt, so it's more than 18-inch effective. So we might actually get away with reducing that just a little bit. Are we gonna fit all of these casemates though? Let's yeah. Singles? No? And this is the one that doesn't mirror correctly. I'm gonna put that one on there manually. Let's put a 7-inch turret back here as well. Just in case someone is chasing us. 3-inch singles fit up there. No mounts back there though. Casemates? Oh, it's one of those things that take casemates. And some back there, some stern chasers. You don't really have the displacement to fill all of these ports with casemate guns, which, while funny, probably not the best like investment of tonnage. There we go. I think we're done here. The new Pierre Henry. I'm gonna build 2 of those to replace a couple of really old pre-dreadnoughts. And then we're going to build more of the Valrus class as well. To supplement the René Magritte. Yes. I think I like the look of this. Also, while this one did not win the design competition, which is why I'm only building 2 of them to replace some already existing ships, it did have some fans, and I quite liked it as well. So, that's why it was now designed. Let's see, we have Duplay. Light cruiser has never received a refit, and it's about time now that we got the new 7-inch guns. No double turrets though on light cruisers yet, because you get those just like stupidly late. With semi-oil, we save a bunch of weight. Actually, quite a bunch of weight was already saved. Now this time, do we save, let's see, 5,000? Now we save weight with the turbines. Maintenance 1.3. What's... let's see. If I have a lot of free displacements when doing the rest of the refit, might go with multiple expansion engines just to keep the maintenance cost low. We'll see. What is our resistance? It's bad. So no matter what, even it's still bad. It's a bit less bad now. But the difference in damage received... Let's see, let's scroll all the way down to see... yeah, plus 20. Or plus 22. That's not a big difference. Let's just keep it on single. Single bottom hull. And we got a new turret model. That looks more like a light cruiser turret model. Right. Let's make them 0.4s, same as on those battleships. You can say that's the new standard. Alright. Decent. Seven-kilometer torpedoes. Good. Cordite 2, Dunite. Flash fire challenge, not too bad. 10%. 9.8. Yeah, now we are not losing 1v1s versus the American light cruiser. Whatever it was called. Let's see, 1.6 maintenance. 960. Yeah, we're gonna go multiple expansion engines here. Keep it cheap. I think that's the way to go with a light cruiser. And we can also put on more armor. I can put on a lot of 3-inch secondaries. Casemates. Not that many. I can reduce some. Like so. Because they're gonna need a little bit of armor as well. I guess casemate armor is really light, isn't it? But there we go. That is the refit of this light cruiser class. Too bad we sunk the Juno already, or we'd have a very good ship to take it on. Well, let's get 2 of those. Just 45,000 tons for 2 of them. That is not bad. You are going to... Let's see, where is... there you are. Singapore. A port which now only has pre-dreadnoughts. Including these 2 varietés, which probably not that smart to build, because they're kind of not doing anything useful. Let's see what happens next month. Well, we have a meeting that will probably have to be next episode. Where is that meeting? Well, they started this invasion here, which is gonna last... yeah, we're just gonna have to agree with that one. Because the war won't end until that invasion is gone anyway. I'm gonna do the strikes first to see where the meeting is. Drage. The Black Knight class. 6 double 12-inch guns. Terrible armor quality. Is that a Dreadnought, or is it a like some kind of ironclad thing? We're gonna have to find out next time. Goodbye, and take care.